Whoa, blueprints that kill. Whoa. Legendary day 69. Woohoo! Six number. Let's see if we can. I hate shirts that like choke me out, dude. I just quit it, man. I don't like V-necks or anything. I just don't like shirts that are like up my neck. Unless I have to feel a shirt, the better. Unless I was like ripped, I don't want to feel fucking toy. What's up, shit? Didn't I have the sleeping mask in gyms yesterday? Maybe because I alt F4'd after just kind of walking around a little bit outside. That's probably it. Alright, so today, something, gotta give something to you, baby. I don't remember the song. Today. Probably should have done the attic at this point. So, today, I'm going to get back to room 8 to get that fucking sanctum key. I'm full focused on that. After that, probably gonna start trying to figure out. I need to. I should say that for the last few days. I'm running out of clothes, bros. That's why I'm wearing socks that are like gigantic, huge wool socks. It's like fucking almost summer. Too much, man. What was I saying? It's all really interesting, I'm sure. Yeah, so probably gonna try to look into safe stuff, reinterpreting the message in more ways than just gates and all that. Maybe we can find a little something. So we'll do this. See what we get in the lab. I don't really need that much more allowance, but it never hurts, right? If I could get the showroom, be common, I mean. Could be nice. I like the vestibule here. The Vashti. The Tashtis. The blue is stored in the bowls. Did I rest at a keycard location? No. Let's cut this for now. Yeah, we'll be spending a fair bit of time just fucking around, not really getting progress until those rooms pop up. Then I'm gonna focus on other shit. I mean, I should probably check those notes ahead. That's fine. I say, oh, I've had too many common things, and then proceed to make even more shit common. Alright, I want the master key. I need money though. Give me trash, or give me dead. Alright, well, we're good on gems and keys. Obviously we don't need any of this, but everything's 50% off. I wonder if that includes the showroom. Huh. Maybe. Still would like some gems. If only to, the money. Like some gems in case I get like a study or something. I'm actually gonna go outside and do some digging. Jesse, we have to dig. Not yet. Nope. So there's a patch today. Nothing crazy, and it's cool they try to protect from spoilers. It was just, so apparently, being able to use wallets in the casino is a bug. And the only one that actually worked, I think, was because I thought it was weird. I thought it was a bug that they didn't work. I thought that was like a cool little bit of synergy or something. Because the rates are so bad, it's like you pretty much have to have the purse or like the super wallet. Made sense, but apparently that is the bug that you're even allowed to. So they patched out. I assume it was the gold one, the gold slot machine. Can't use it anymore. I mean, I'm glad I got it before it was gone, but I mean, although I feel like I'm about to get it again this run. That's hot. I need to run the heat. Or the heat. I think I'm losing my mind. Tumbling down, tumbling down. So I'm wondering if I'm supposed to do something here. If the Banjo-Kazooie player in me wants to break this. I mean, if I can combine up some spicy shit, why not? Getting these stars back will be good. Yeah, having the showroom be common is nice. Immediately give me a lot of power. There's some things you just want more common, I feel like. I don't really want the utility closet, but Oh yeah, I've got that experiment going. See, it says cabinet. I don't know. Maybe a certain cabinet upgrade let you do something. It's weird, man. It's heckin' weird, bro. That is so heckin' weird. Crunch. Crush. Yeah. Moon pendant, not fused with any of this. Emerald bracelet does not fuse with any of this. The compass, not fused with any of that. Oh, electromagnet, this is new. Well, he made a giant trophy. So what is the electromagnet? Automatically get a mechanical room. Interesting. Well, we'll be building up our stars pretty good then. We have the Tinker invention. I like the Mechanarium in theory. But I want it in a dead end. Maybe I should, do laundry while I'm sitting here. I've just been all in on this game, dude. Alright, so we got 1, 2, 3. I don't know if it counts itself. I don't know if the room you walk in as counts as a door. I'm gonna hold off on putting it there. And try to build some gear rooms somewhere else. And then maybe try to re-roll the Mechanarium. We'll do the armory. Armory is cool. Yeah. Should be able to get into the foundation right now. So yeah, we got a lot of stars. It's good. I'm gonna build up those from those re-rolls we did. About a good like 10, 20. So something in here? Or is that just what's going to be in the house every day? It's not really the case, so I doubt it. Study. I like the study. This one date. You know, I should probably have that message out. Just boom in my face. Boom. Just all in my face, man. The Bukkake blast of information. Alright, where is it at? Should be a fresh image actually, because I put the comma in there. There it is. If we count small gates. Count small gates. If we mean anything. Where's me language? Is if or we anything? Doesn't seem like it. If we count small gates. Eight dates, crack, 8 save. I don't know. What are multiple ways to think about it? I mean, dates on the save, sure, but count. Maybe the count as in the guy. Maybe count small gates as everything. Count small gates as in walking. Count small. I don't know. Jesus. Street, dude. There's always somebody bullshitting. noises. It's enough to drive you mad. This shit's driving me crazy. Luckily, it doesn't look like it was popping up on the mixer for you guys that much. Good. I want the Mechanarium. Oh, what's up, Tracker? Sorry for the noise if you guys can hear it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we could watch it for sure. What stream was it on again? Yeah, I knew it was gonna happen today. I just didn't know if I felt like watching it, but if people are interested, I'm down. If anything, I'm just kind of curious to see how it looks. I don't plan on playing it, but I think it'd be fun. Talk about a bit. I don't know if I should restart the stream for it. Yeah, I'm more interested in the conversation I'll get from it than anything. Like, I love Oblivion, but I don't really want to like replay it. And if it's going to be like an Unreal Engine 5 slop fest with like no modding capabilities, I don't know. I'd be more interested in kind of, especially if I wanted to play it to talk about it, nostalgia, whatever. I'd almost rather go play the original, but I get that it's a big deal still. So. Xbox, Twitch. It'll be on Xbox. The fucking Xbox Twitch titles all will be revealed. Yeah, I'm curious if it's like done from. I'm much more interested in the conversation. Like I said, if it's done from scratch, if it's gonna support modding, if it's Bethesda. Is it just shadow dropping? Is it Game Pass? You know, what kind of like marketing is that? Is that gonna work out? What kind of deal? Yeah, that's definitely where I'm at with it, I would say. If I could get security, I think we'd be safe here. Yeah, I have like zero desire. I mean, maybe I'd want to replay Oblivion. I don't think I'd want to play the remaster, though. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, you gotta imagine they're shooting themselves in the foot for how big the Fallout TV show was, and there's, like, no Fallout content coming out at all. And in an era of remakes constantly, and remakes that are very successful that are kind of questionable in quality, like, Just why not just outsource more? Maybe Bethesda's thinking about it themselves. I mean, the thing with Bethesda though is they're such a wonky dev, and their shit is so jank. It's probably not like the easiest thing if they want to put out somewhat quality of a remake, remaster. I'm curious if it's going to be a remaster or a remake. You'd think at this point it'd have to be a full-on remake. Yeah. I mean, I'd be shocked if like Fallout 3 or something wasn't being like remade or remastered. Clearly, people being attached to IPs and people willingly put in money or, you know, padding out like Game Pass with, you know, willingly playing, you know, nostalgia remakes and stuff is super popular. It's also like a safe bet and cheaper than making a new game. So I think in the long term it's bad, and I've talked about that in ad nauseum forever, but no, I don't imagine they've had it ready or anything. I mean, it's not like Fallout's like dormant or something, but Bethesda themselves does like a game every decade at this point. Otherwise, it's just kind of remasters and ports. Mobile stuff, some active development on 76, right? But yeah, and I mean, now that ZeniMax has been bought by, or did ZeniMax sell Bethesda, or does Bethesda own them? I mean, Bethesda's also a publishing studio. I mean, under their umbrella is what it do. It's Arcane, all that stuff. They're in their actual development studios, I imagine, are a completely separate branch, but those all survive under Microsoft. But now that Microsoft's bought them, and they bought them a long time ago, you'd think Microsoft would probably start pushing outsourcing of like old IP and stuff to either keep it relevant, because you know some people haven't even played some of these things, right? Or just to make a quick buck. Oh, quick, an easy buck. Well, we'll see. Are you done yet, motherfucker? Jesus. Oh. Yeah, we'll watch that. I'll probably... No streamer really restarts their stream for that kind of thing. Usually they just play it. For the sake of odds, I like to like restart the stream. It's just easier for me. I didn't build here. This is like the worst spot. Now I don't even think I can make a roommate. But we're trying to do the Machinarium thing. Yeah. Been the talk of the town for sure. Understandably. it's supposed to be at 10. I mean, Xbox is literally in their chat typing, so let me get it's ready. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that. Like, if they're not going to use it, let somebody kind of work it a bit and do like spin-offs. Thing is, they're not like afraid of it. I mean, they always did it with Halo Wars and all that type of shit. They're more than fine licensing it out for like mixed media, you know, TV, books, movies, stuff like that. I guess mainline games, it's something they're thinking about. I don't know. I think the problem is they don't have strong enough IP at Microsoft. I mean, what do they really have? Doom, Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Halo, which has been ran into the ground. And I mean, Halo's been swapped across developers, right? That's something they kind of do, I suppose. It's 343 instead of Bungie. Not that Bungie wanted it anymore, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm surprised they don't. There's got to be more instances of them outsourcing that stuff. I think the thing with Microsoft is they have so many studios under them. Maybe they don't think about like subcontracting like studios. Like Nintendo does it a lot, which is funny because Nintendo you always think of as first party, but like, you know, Fire Emblem is like what, Bandai Namco or some shit. Not Fire Emblem in its entirety, but Three Houses was like that was a big part of them, not just IS. Like, I don't know. Nintendo does a lot of them. They've done like Zelda ones. They've done. I mean, their mainline they keep in house, but they outsource a lot of like their games to like either second parties or complete third parties. Like even Smash was like, I think Bandai Namco, right? Like partially that and like Sakurai Studio and stuff, but so it's like there's definitely a place for. I mean, Luigi's Mansion is a Canadian dev. I don't know if they're considered second party, like the later Luigi's Mansions, right? I mean, Metroid is like fucking American studio out of like Texas. I don't remember where Retro's from. Like some of them they own, right? They'll buy them later, but I mean, some of these things start as like third party or stuff like that. I guess pure outsourcing is a little different. Nintendo, what they'll do, they'll outsource and then they'll like own the studios, right? Like Grezzo. I don't know if Grezzo works on. I think Grezzo and like Game Freak have the capability to go make their own games outside Nintendo, but like most of their like major work is with Nintendo, right? Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're very careful and they like to control them. Clearly, that's why like they're some of the only examples I can think of with like second party studios like Retro, where it's like they might not be like literally direct, but like they own them anyways, right? Like it's not like under like first party, but it's like I mean they pretty much are, right? Like Monolith and stuff, right? I don't know. Point is, like, you know, there's multiple studios who'll work on Metroid. Like, here's a good example. I mean, the new Metroid Dread, that is Mercury Steam or whatever it's called. They did like Lords of Shadow and stuff right there with Konami. I think they still do random games. I think they just had a game come out on Steam not that long ago, but like Mercury is like just this like a fucking, you know, they've kind of sort of worked in AAA, kind of indie, and they're making Metroid Dread, right? It's like, and it like works out. Like they're careful with it. They keep a decent. I mean, not like the old days, but you know, they keep a kind of flow of stuff coming out. So it's like it works for them, and I would say Nintendo's like dominant strategy, other than handheld, uh, cornering the handheld market is strong IP. And it's like Fallout and Elder Scrolls are strong, but mainly from the influence of how big of a deal those games were at the time, not because of like constant like Assassin's Creed is still big only because they're constantly putting them out, not because they're really like these landmarks in gaming, right? It's like the opposite of Elder Scrolls. I'm surprised they don't put more stuff out in those. I mean, maybe that's part of it. It's like a Grand Theft Auto thing where it's like there are these huge events when they happen to them. I almost feel like Bethesda games has become less of a developer, more of a development overseer, pun intended, managing other teams to tighten up these timelines. Yeah, maybe. I mean, at the end of the day, I've got more than enough games, so as like a consumer, I could give two shits. I just want good stuff. Bethesda, I think, is shit these days because they take a long time and it's ass. Like Starfield took so long and it was not good. 76 wasn't good. Some people think Fallout 4 was kind of a dip. I didn't enjoy it as much, but I think it was more because of the lack of innovation. And the formula was kind of played out after 3 in New Vegas for me, but I also feel like their jank these days is less like acceptable. It's not as much fun jank. Like people are a little bit more cynical about all the broken ass AAA games. So if they don't have some kind of soul or something special under the hood, like the jank is kind of, I feel like less interesting. It's more cynical now. That's one thing that's going to be interesting about the Oblivion remake or remaster. I doubt it's going to be like a full-on reimagining. And that for that discussion, I've said it a million times. People are using a remake or remaster. Dude, just add reimagining to your fucking lexicon, dude, and you're perfect. Remaster is the same game with like a touch up. It's about all the technicalities is all the same under the hood. A remake is just like a full redo of the whole thing. Like, it's essentially the same or similar. Some liberties, but like everything under the hood's changed. Graphics. They remade it. And a reimagining is like taking that and like kind of giving it like a different take, right? Like an RE4 remake or something. I don't know why people get so in the weeds on just using the two words. Like just add another one, dude. It's not that hard. I'll see these like fucking professionals talking about this shit nonstop, and I'm just like, Jesus, just shut up and just say reimagining and call it good. It's bizarre. Anyways, I don't remember what I was saying before that, but yeah. I mean, that's part of it, is that a lot of those games never looked like amazing for their time, so part of that jank and ugliness kind of mesh well together. My question is like, are they going to try to keep some of that jank and roughness? Because that is part of the identity of those. Or are they going to round off all the edges and kind of go for more full immersion? I think either could be. I think full immersion is the more easy to do. I think the jank, if they're going to try to recreate it, assuming it's a full remake, I don't know. I don't know how you'd recreate jank, like faux jank. Like, we're gonna like you program it in purposefully, right? Like, I mean, if it was just like a pure port, yeah. I mean, I guess because they have like the capability, since Starfield engine's kind of running on similar shit. But I don't know. The thing is, if you go with just a pure remaster or a remake, like, and you're not gonna like, and like that's it. Like people are gonna expect it to probably run well. I mean, that's what you'd think, right? Like, I mean, in my opinion, if you're doing a remake or a remaster and trying to be like faithful with some touch-ups, like it should just be perfect as best as it can be, right? Because you're not doing much else. But these days, I don't know. The standards are fucked, so maybe not. Yeah, exactly. Like jank dialogue or voice acting. It was like 2 voice actors in the game. Outside fucking what's his ass? Who played the Emperor? I mean, Sean Bean was. I doubt they're gonna get Sean Bean back. Although they have the money, and he's done indie games, so I mean they could. But who played the Emperor? I don't remember. I don't remember. I mean, you only hear him for like fucking 10 minutes before he explodes. But it was Patrick Stewart. I was like, Patrick Stewart was Lords of Shadow. I'm like, no wait, he wasn't. He wasn't that too, right? Yeah, Patrick Stewart. He puts out so much fucking Star Trek slop these days. He'd come back, man. Wait, is Patrick Stewart still alive? I think he is, right? Ian McKellen was the one who died? I don't remember. Maybe they're both alive. Yeah, I don't know. That's the thing for new players. Like, I still think like Morrowind and Oblivion are like can be really funny in a jank way, but also like fun in like an immersive way. It's kind of part of what's cool about the sandbox is you kind of discover it on your own, and it can kind of blend those in sort of like a natural way. Like it's never like, I mean, it can be game breaking, but it's never like terminal, like completely fucked. Somehow it's always like just enough, and I think that's part of the charm of those. But that's such a like coincidental thing, I feel like, just because of the engine and the team, and like, you know, they did enough right where people are willing to like look at those as like fun little blemishes. But you look at like Starfield and they're not fun blemishes anymore because the game itself is like really shit. So if they did a more full remake or reimagined it even with like new mechanics and stuff, that would be proof. I don't think there would be a good reason to reimagine it. I imagine it'll be a... I'm expecting more of a remake. Although that's more effort and more artistic liberties they have to take, but like a more hands-on like changing of stuff. But the thing is, like I said, the jank is kind of a deal, so it's like they could just remaster it and it'd be enough, but Jesus, does it even work these days? I mean, I guess you can get some modders. I don't remember who the team is who's working on this remake. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I just think it depends on how big it is and the form of the jank and the rest of the game, right? That's why Euro jank is considered something, you know, beloved. You know, there's something special about like a Kingdom Come 1 that people are willing to put up with some of the other shit. But then you get something like Stalker 2 and it was too much for me. I thought it just ruined it, so... I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. That's why I want to watch it. I'll probably restart the stream and have a big combo on it. Although I feel like we've already covered, like... We probably just had a better conversation than we will from the actual event, but we'll see. I hope they really get into the weeds on it. Okay, we got 13 minutes on the Oblivion remake here. No. I welcome it. Blueprints has been very quiet. It's very hard to like just jump into Blueprints after this long and like have like a combo or know what's going on. Oh no, I'll be watching it. I'm just setting it up right now. I'm just not gonna sit there and watch the countdown. I'll restart the stream like 5 minutes out. I'm gonna do a little bit for now. Like I said, I care about the conversation. I'm not like so pumped I'm gonna watch a 12-minute countdown on Microsoft's Xbox account or Twitch account. I would like to see like a Morrowind remake. Oblivion like is like rough, I guess, in some ways, but it still looks kind of cool. I mean, I'm also like just the kind of guy that would be like, you know, totally fine. I mean, I would prefer to play the original over like the remake and like 9 out of 10 times, but we'll see. But I mean, I like the idea of reimagining or remaking old stuff. Or stuff that doesn't need it, especially, but or stuff that does need it, not stuff that doesn't need it. But I like the idea of like You know, like RE2 to RE2 remake, right? Like you can't just remake that game. I mean, you could do like an RE1 remake, but like, you know, instead they reimagine it, and it's really cool. They're both cool. They both can exist, right? It worked with RE4, although I'm a little more cynical on it. I mean, I still love RE4 remake. I think it's great, but it's more just because it's like executed well, less than it is its relation to the original. It's just a fun game. We'll see. Only one statement is false. Only one statement is true. The gems are in a box with a false statement. This was false. If this was true, yeah, that's another thing. Is I mean, I feel like people are like kind of. I feel like people want it, but they don't know it. But like, it's why stuff like Breath of the Wild. It's why stuff like Blueprints gets like people talk it up. You know, like I don't think maybe your average Joe cares or wants it as much, but like having the agency, I think like giving people that agency and like the exploration aspect and all that, kind of hands off. I feel like okay, there's not like secretly everybody wants it, but like I think more people enjoy that than they think, and I think some people are like afraid of the idea of that on paper, but in like good practice, like just kind of being able to just go off and do stuff with some light goading is like, especially for something about exploration, take like Outer Wilds, right? It's considered one of the greatest games ever. I agree, right? And it's very like hands off, very just like this game is really good, right? This is the highest rated game of the fucking year, right? It's like completely fucking hands off, right? Like it's something people I think value. And I think it's a very strong feeling that people resonate with, like choice. It's part of what makes video games a special medium is agency, interactivity, and when you lose that sense of choice, you know, maybe that affects things. I mean, although there's games that are completely on rails that are amazing. So I just think it's a feeling that I think a lot of devs are afraid to capitalize on, especially AAA. I think it's something that can feel maybe feel cool, feel interesting. I mean, Kingdom Come Deliverance is supposed to be like that, right? Yeah, it's just weird in a setting, yeah, like an Assassin's Creed where it's all about exploration and like there's very little agency and very little freedom. Like the whole point of adventure is the freedom to like go do things, find stuff, kind of just you out there doing a deal, right? Um, so it's kind of like that's kind of, I guess that's more what I mean. It's like it depends on the genre, it depends on the intent, but I do think like more games should try it. It's why Breath of the Wild is a big deal, right? Like I said, Outer Wild stuff like this. It's like I think if you're going for adventure, a feeling of adventure, it's a huge deal. Subnautica is great about it. It can tell you where things are, but it's also about you discovering it, and like that natural feeling is just special. And I feel like remaking Morrowind to kind of like have that a little bit would be kind of neat. I mean, some people would be turned off because they have to be led hand and foot, but it'd be cool to kind of see that like tuned up, the quest description's a little better, some of the repeat dialogue not being as lame, and kind of just really owning that. But instead, I mean, we're talking about Bethesda. They're the ones who like popularized the fucking like tell you where to go fucking compass on your screen, right? Like, I mean, it's not gonna happen, but it's something I like about Morrowind. That was the last Elder Scrolls game I played, right? I went Oblivion, Skyrim, then Morrowind, and I think if Morrowind didn't have that, I probably wouldn't like it as much because it doesn't play as well as Skyrim. I don't know if the quest designs as interesting sometimes as some of Oblivion stuff. It's got probably the most interesting looking world and best main story, but it really is the freedom, some of the funniness of the jank, all that kind of stuff. So, all right, I'm actually gonna go ahead and just pause, and I'm gonna restart the stream. We're just talking about Oblivion, anyways. Give me just a minute. I've got Oblivion Remake.